Hello, amazing scholars. So today we're going to learn how to draw our name in one-point perspective. Only thing you need is a ruler, an eraser, and a pencil. If you do not want to do the entire page, or if you do not want to use your entire sketchbook page, you can just get a piece of paper and fold it in half. Or you can just go ahead and make a line in your sketchbook, half of the page, and then just use one half. So you don't have to make it super big if you don't want to. First things first is we're going to go ahead and do step number 1. Write your name in capital letters, but we're going to leave some space in between the letters. Before I even write my name, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to make 2 lines. 1 and 2. Okay? For the sake of varying, I'm going to do this side geometric, and this side I'm gonna do it organic. It's gonna be very similar to the previous lesson where we learned how to make geometric and organic shapes in perspective, but this time we're gonna go ahead and do our names in perspective. So I'm gonna go ahead and write my name. The reason why I did these lines is because I want it to be even. So I'm gonna write Andrea, my first name, A, leave a little gap, N, D, R, E, and A. And if you have a really, really long name and you don't want to do the long name, just go ahead and write a nickname. My nickname is Rhea, but for the sake and for the purpose of this video, I'm making my entire name so I can do half geometric and half organic. So I don't know if you remember when we started the first month of school, but I showed you guys how to convert lines into forms. We're going to do that with their names today. So step number 2, convert letters into shapes by making lines around each letter. So what I'm going to do, if you want to use your ruler, actually, if you're going to go the geometric route, I recommend you use your ruler. I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to make lines around my name. So you see that right here? I'm going to go ahead and then just make a line. So it's kind of like if you were tracing your name, but not exactly. You're just making lines around it. This is a really, really fast and easy way to make bubbly letters. So if you did not know how to make bubbly letters, today's the day that you learn. So you see how I'm just going around? And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to make a little triangle inside right here. So there's the A, and I'm going to go over with the N. There's a line right here, so I'm going to do my line right here. There's a line right here, so I'm going to do a line like this. And my original letter was kind of crooked, so I'm just going to ignore that. I'm just going to keep following this line, up, and then this line, and I'm going to ignore that too. So that's the N. And then the D is kind of funky, it's kind of complicated, so I'm just going to go ahead and there's a line right there. I'm going to do a line right there. And then I'm just going to do a shape inside of the D. So even if your letters don't look exactly, perfect, don't worry about it. Once you have this, you erase your original lines. So I'm going to go ahead and erase the lines. And you see how it's starting to look into like a shape now? So we started off with lines, letters, and now we're making them into shapes. If you want to do it, freestyle, go for it. I feel like I personally prefer the organic one because it's a little bit more natural, it's less technical. So right here, I'm going to do the same thing, but I am not going to use the ruler for the organic shapes. I'm just going to go ahead and follow this line. And you see how instead of doing the line and then the corner, I'm just doing the organic shapes. I'm curving my lines. And then inside of the R, you could either do a little circle, or if you don't want to do the little circle, you can go ahead and just do a line and a little curve around the E. And then around the A. So I'm just following along my letters. Inside here, I'm just gonna go ahead and do that. Once you have your letters, you just go ahead and you erase any lines that you have, your original lines. But you see how those initial lines that we drew were very helpful, like the top line and the middle line? Because the top and the bottom line, sorry, because now everything is even. So then, step number 3, place your vanishing point anywhere under your name. Remember, the vanishing point is just that dot that every line is going to connect to, preferably 2 to 3 inches below. So that's like 1 inch, 2 inches. I'm gonna I'm gonna do just 1.5 inch. Right here I put 2 or 3 inches. I'm just gonna do 1.5. So once I have my vanishing point, this next part is very important. Step number 4 is connect all corners of your letters to the vanishing point. Remember, it's easier when you have the geometric shapes because your corners are very obvious. So whenever I see a corner, I'm gonna make sure to connect that corner to the vanishing point. When you're drawing your lines, make sure you don't draw your lines too dark because you're going to erase later on. So I'm gonna go ahead and make my lines. There's a corner here. I'm gonna connect this corner to the vanishing point. There's a corner right here. I'm gonna connect that corner to the vanishing point. There's a corner right here. I'm gonna connect that to the vanishing point. But look at this part. When I try to connect this corner to the vanishing point, my original shape gets in the way. So I don't want to have any lines inside of my shape. So I'm just gonna go ahead and leave that as it is. I don't know if you could see it. I'm gonna stop right there. Then I'm gonna connect this corner to the vanishing point, this corner to the vanishing point, even the top corner right here. Let's not forget about this one. I'm gonna connect this top corner to the vanishing point. But as soon as I'm connecting it to the vanishing point, notice how the end gets in the way. So I'm just going to stop right there. I'm gonna turn off my other light. Hopefully it's a little bit easier to see. Yeah, that's way better. I'm gonna connect this corner to my vanishing point, this corner to my vanishing point, this corner to my vanishing point, this corner, and let's not forget about the top corners. So this one, I can't really connect this one to the vanishing point because this corner goes inside of the letter and I don't want that. So I'm gonna connect this corner right here. But as soon as I'm doing the line, the D gets in the way, so I'm gonna stop right there. So remember, just your corners, from this corner to the vanishing point. And then there's no corner right here. So I'm gonna put my ruler right here on the vanishing point, and as soon as that ruler touches the edge of the D, right here, it's touching the edge, that's where I'm gonna do my vanishing point. I can't really do the vanishing point to this corner, connect it to this corner because, you know, there's literally nothing in there. And that's basically it. I'm done with this part. Now I'm gonna do the organic ones. Remember, the organic letters or shape, they don't really have any corners, so it's a little bit harder to see, like, where am I gonna connect this to? So we're gonna do the same thing that we did with the D. As soon as my ruler touches that edge, that's where you do the line. And let's not forget about the top edges and corners as well. So right here, I'm gonna start doing my line, but since the D gets in the way, I'm gonna stop right there. As soon as it touches, I'm gonna go ahead and make this little curve. I'm gonna make a line. As soon as it touches this edge right there, See how it's touching that edge of the R? I'm going to make a line. As soon as it touches other edge, I'm going to make a line right here. Right here, I don't want to struggle with this, so I'm just going to go ahead and do a line right here in this curve. And let's not forget about the top. So as soon as it touches this edge of the R, so right there, you see that? It's touching the edge. That's where I'm going to do my line. But this part of the R gets in the way, so I'm going to stop right there. I'm going to continue with the E. My ruler's touching the vanishing point. As soon as it touches the top of the E, right there, I'm going to go ahead and do a line. Next edge, right there. I'm going to go ahead and do a line. And let's not forget about these top edges as well. As soon as it touches that edge right there on the top, that's where I do my line, but then the rest of the letter gets in the way, so I'm going to stop right there. Then I'm going to move to this edge, connect the vanishing point to the middle. There you go. I'm going to stop there because we don't want to draw inside of the letter E. And now the top of the A. As soon as my ruler touches the top of the A, I'm just going to go ahead and make a line. As soon as it touches this edge, right there, I'm going to make a line. As soon as it touches that edge, I'm going to make a line. And I'm just going to make a line right here, just so that I won't get confused later on in this curve. So there we have it. Every single corner of the geometric area is connected to the vanishing point, and every single edge from the organic area is connected to the vanishing point. So what is the next step? We already connected all of our corners and edges to the vanishing point. So step number 5, remember using parallel lines to close the lines and make them into forms. So remember, if this line is horizontal, this line has to be horizontal. If this line is diagonal, this line has to be diagonal. But in order for our letters to keep straight, I'm going to draw a line, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to draw a line right here. And this line is going to help all of my lines stay the same so that they will not be all over the place. So if this line is horizontal, let me go ahead and zoom it in a little bit more. If this line right here is horizontal, this line is going to stay horizontal. See that? If this line is diagonal, can you guys see? If this line right here is diagonal, then this line right here has to be diagonal. So one thing that you can do is you can get your ruler. You could put your ruler to be the same as this diagonal line. Bring it down all the way until it touches this corner. And then just go ahead and do the diagonal line. See that? This line is horizontal. So this line is going to stay horizontal. This line is vertical. So the next line, actually no, this line is also horizontal. So then this line is also going to be horizontal. This line is vertical. So this line is going to be vertical. And remember, we put our ruler next to that line. And we just bring it, bring it, bring it, bring it. There you go. This line right here is diagonal. So we're going to put our ruler right here with this diagonal line. We're going to bring it down until it touches this. And then once it touches that, I'm going to make a diagonal line. Are you starting to see the pattern? This line is vertical, so I'm going to put my ruler right there. Oh, I forgot about this little line. This line is horizontal, so then this little line is going to be horizontal. This line is vertical, so I'm going to put my ruler and I'm going to go like this. And then this line is going to go vertical as well. Now with the D, remember, when the lines are curved, then this line has to be curved. So it goes a little bit like this to the side and then up. This one's going to go a little bit to the side and then up. This line is going down and curved, so this line's going to go down and curved. This line right here is curved, so this line right here at the bottom is going to be curved. This line is diagonal, so this line is going to be diagonal. This line right here is curved. So this line right here is going to be curved. And then this line is kind of horizontal, but it's kind of curved. So I'm just going to go ahead and do a curved line right here. There's a little curve right here. So then I follow this all the way down, and then there's another little curve right here. This line is kind of diagonal, and then it goes down to the curve. So I'm going to go ahead and make a diagonal line, and then down to the curve. So now I'm going to start making my lines a little bit darker, just so you guys can see them, okay? Now, once you have the end line, you can start making your lines darker. So I'm basically just making my lines darker. And then once we used our parallel lines to close the shapes to make them into forms, we move on to the last step. Erase all unwanted lines. So all these extra lines right here at the bottom, even the vanishing point, you could get rid of it. It served its purpose, so you could get rid of it now. All these little lines in between as well, you can go ahead and get rid of them. So there we have it, our name in 1 point perspective. Now, for your academic prep, the only thing that you have to do is the following. You have to add a background that relates to your theme. So if you want to go ahead and draw like anime characters, because maybe animation is your theme, you can go ahead and do that. If you want to maybe draw, like for example, my theme is, plants. Maybe I'm gonna go ahead and make some flowers around right here. Maybe make some leaves. I don't know, like I'm just gonna try to do something fun because my theme is nature. So you could be creative, you can draw whatever you want around, your name, or you can cut out magazine images and glue them around your name. If you're like, Miss, I'm so done, I'm so over drawing, then remember you have options. You could either draw something that relates to yourself or that relates to your theme, or you can go ahead and just cut out magazines, eyes, you can cut out flowers, literally whatever you want, video games, and then just add color or shading in the background. So if you're going to be drawing, just go ahead and color it. Otherwise, just, go ahead and add color through your magazine cutouts, whatever you prefer. But yeah, that's basically it. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, just remember that I am available for office hours every Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday from 2:30 to 3. My link is right under the Google Classroom banner. Or if you have any questions, just send me an email or a message through Instagram, and I will do my best to reply as soon as I can. Okay? Hand hug, you guys. Have an awesome, awesome rest of your day. Take care and enjoy doing this project. Have fun. Don't stress it. You guys got this. Adios.